to the city streets, we began to feel the fire.
Alright, welcome back to Phanic Computer Hub. So in this training, we're going to look at millowing, grouping, locking, and constraining. Let's get started. You should be able to know how to millow in coreldraw. To millow, I have on this image. Once I click on this image, can you see what is showing here? We have millow horizontally, we have millow vertically. If I click on horizontally now, we have the two sides. I'll just click here. I see it will just turn this image. This my face, I'll be facing to this side. Let me return it. Okay, this is the low posture, but when I now millow it horizontally, it will just turn this way. Then if I millow vertically, it will be upside down. Can you see? Okay, so this is how to millow. So you can even be upside down and you also millow horizontal. Can you see how you're changing it? So this one is vertically. Okay, so that is how to millow a text, an image, or even an object. Okay, let me decide to draw an object here, and then let me add colors to it, and let me add something else now to show you which one is the edge and then which one is the top. Don't worry, I will still teach you how to group. That is the next thing we have. So this is below horizontally. Can you see this circle has been here? So this is below vertically. Can you see? That is it. You can also below using your mouse by just drawing it. Can you see how I just draw it? You can also click on this. Let me reduce the image a bit. Okay, you can just come here, place your mouse and then draw it. But obviously you may not be able to get the exact size, because you see as I'm drawing it, I can keep on drawing it, or I may not even get the exact size. It may even be even shorter or even longer. So the best way is for you using these icons, below horizontally and below vertically, in order to achieve what you want to achieve. Alright, so the next thing we have is how to grouping. You should be able to know how to group object, text, and image in coreldraw. To group an image means combining one or two images together and making them to be one image. Let's say I have this image now, then I have this box. Even I've grouped this box, let me ungroup them. Okay, we have this rectangle, we have this circle, we have this eclipse. Okay, I can decide to make the two. If you observe now, if I want to move the rectangle around, I'll select the rectangle and move it around. Can you see? Then if I want to move the eclipse around, I'll select it and move it around. So all of them are different, like even the image. Can you see? But what if I want to make this rectangle and this eclipse to be one object, so that once I click on them, two of them should follow me? To group an image, this is what you're going to do. You select the first icon, the first object that you want to group, press and hold your shift button. This now is how to group using your keyboard. Select this first one, press and hold your shift key on your keyboard, place it, don't let move your hand, hold it, and then click the next object that you want to group together with the one that you have selected. I want to group this one, I'll select it. Can you see now? If you observe, my transform has also be extended to the next one. Let me show you. When I'm click on this ellipse, can you see where my transform is? My transform is here, 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 here. So once I place and hold the shift button and the shift key, once I place and hold the shift key on my keyboard and then click the next one, my transform will extend to that next one. It shows now that two of them are together. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to place Control G on my keyboard. Remember, I'm showing you how to group using your keyboard. So I'm going to place Control G. I believe you know how to do that. Place Control, hold down the key, don't remove your hand, and then place letter G. Let me type it. Remember, I've placed it already, so the two are now one, but I'm still going to click on it so that you can see how possible it is. Place letter G. Okay, Control G. Okay, so if I click on this thing now, you observe that it will no longer select this one, it will select the two. Let me just click here. Can you see now? Can you see that transform is also extends to both of them? So I can decide to move around. Can you see? Both are now one. Both are now one object. Can you see? To understand that if I click on this eclipse, it will carry both the other object because I'm able to group them. That is how to group. You can even group more objects. Okay, like now, this object and this object are grouped, right? I can decide to add this one too. Okay, by once I've selected this object now, I press and hold my shift mouse button, press and hold my shift key on my keyboard, and then select this image. Can you see now? Once I select the image, can you see the transform has been extended to this point? So once it has been extended to this point, I'll press and hold my control key and then press Ctrl G in order to group the object. Can you see now? So I just click on empty space. Once I click on any of the objects, can you see the whole tree will be clicked? So I can decide to move them around. Can you see? So that is how to group using your keyboard. There is also another way to group an object even without using your keyboard. To do that, let me ungroup now, then I'll show you how to group. To ungroup using your keyboard, you just select the text or the object which you have grouped together. Remember, you can also group a text. Yes, let's say now I have this text. Let me come here and write something down. Let's say I have Phanic computer up, Phanic computer up, Phanic computer up. Then I'll now come here and say, okay, I want to add the text on this grouping now. I'll select this one, press and hold my shift key, and then select the text. Can you see now the transform has also be extended to this? Then I'll press Ctrl G. Okay, so this lets you know that it is not limited to object or image. It's also available for everything. Okay, so for us to ungrouping means removing all the stuff which we have added together. We want everyone to be on their own. First of all, remember we first group this and this, right? This and this. Then later on we grouped this one is already two. We now group this with the image. Later on we now group the tree with the text. Being that we have done that, to ungroup now, this is what we're going to do. We just select it and press U. Control U. That is for ungrouping. Control U. Control U. We select it. We press Control and letter U. Can you see now? Once I place that letter U now, if I click on this one, can you see it's now this tree that is now grouped. So I've been able to remove the last one that we added. Okay, so it will be removing them as if they were grouped. This one now is the second one. So if I press Ctrl U again, Ctrl U, if I click on empty space, can you see this one will be on its own? Can you see now? So these two now will still be together because they were grouped together before I added this one. So if I press Ctrl U again and click on empty space, if I click on this one will now be on its own. Can you see now? So that is a way to ungroup it. Okay, but let's say now I added the all of them together and then press Ctrl G, that is to group them. Okay, let's say now I use marquee selection. Remember what you mean by marquee selection? Just using your pick tool and then just draw as if you are drawing a rectangle. Hope you can see an outline that is showing. Just do as if you are drawing a rectangle. So I'll just do it and then select this text, select these objects, and then select the image. I'll just draw like this. Okay, while drawing it, you can place and hold your left mouse button so that you make sure that everything was inside what you are drawing. So I'm able to select everything. Can you see now everything is selected, right? Then I now place Ctrl G on my keyboard. Ctrl G. This is for grouping. So if I click on empty space, once I click here, everything is together. Can you see? I can move everything together. Okay. Then what if now I want to ungroup it? Use Ctrl U. So once I click on it and place Ctrl U, you observe that everything will just be on their own. If I click on empty space now, if I click on this one will just be on its own. Can you see? This one on its own, this one on its own, this one on its own. I believe you understand the differences now. Before, when we did Control U, okay, you observe that this one is the one that is on its own while the three are together. Do you know the reason why it is like that? It's because this one was grouped first, then adding the three. So when I group this one for it means that this one are one, then when I add this one is added. So when I added this one, it means that these three are one before I add this one. So while you are ungrouping them, they will also be going as they were added. So if you observe this second one that I just did now, I grouped all of them at once. So I make sure that I select all of them at once and then group them. So while I am ungrouping too, they will also be ungrouped at once. Okay, so that is it for grouping. Then I also want to show you how to group and ungroup using um icon that is always appear up here. So for you to do that is once you have um more than two objects or text selected. Let's say I select this text and the rectangle. I'll just mark it select as it is now. Remember, the image is not on the rectangle that I'm drawing, the marquee selection. Can you see I wasn't able to select the full images? But if I draw it down now, if I draw it this way, you understand that the image is part of what I'm selecting. But being that I draw it this way, the part of the image is not on the rectangle that I'm just drawing, right? So I don't want to select the image. I only want to select the text, Phanic computer up, and then the rectangle. So once I leave it this way, can you see this thing that comes up here? Can you see say group object? Can you see letter G? So that is it. You can just click on this, click on empty space. If I click on this one now, these two objects will be moving together. So I'm able to group the two. Okay, so to ungroup it, once you select an object or a text that is being grouped, this is a way to know it. Once I click on it, can you see the one we did group? Okay, the one we did is here. But now you can see what you are showing us on group, because these objects are not just on their own, they are meshed together. So I can just click on this on group. If I click on empty space, click here, this one will now be on its own. Okay, so let's say now I grouped this one. Let's say I grouped this one. Let me now show you the first example that we did. I grouped this one, right? Remember the first example I showed you that when we place Ctrl U, the last one that was added is what was removed. But this time around, I want to show you that even if we added it one after the other, there's a way whereby you are going to click on ungroup. Or can you see this one? Ungroup all object. Everyone will just be on its own. Remember this one now are two. Can you see? Then with this now, I'll now place my shift key to add this one. Okay, I select this one, place down my shift key, add this one. Okay, place group. Can you see group up here? I'll click on group. So can you see now the three are now together? Can you see the three are now together? Then I'll also select them and place down my shift key and select the image. Click on this icon, which is group. Can you see the four are now together? The four are now together, right? So being that I don't want to use my keyboard key pressing Ctrl U, I can just select this, come up here. Can you see ungroup all objects? Once I click on it, I click on empty space, this one will just be on its own. The text, can you see the image? Can you see this? Can you see this? So it's not the part whereby it will just remove one, the last one that was added, and then others will now be grouped. Then it will now remove the, as if they were added. No. Once you click on ungroup, or it will ungroup everything, everything. So I believe you're able to understand what grouping is all about and how to achieve it. So the next thing we have is locking. Locking. Locking means you just lock something so that you will not be able to move it around. Let's say I have this image or this object that is here now. To lock it, you just select it, right click on it. You can see lock here. Look out for lock. um you can see something like a padlock. Can you see? It's a lock object. I click on it. Can you see there is something like a padlock around it? Our transform has now been changed from that little square box to a padlock. Can you see now? So with this now, I cannot move this object. I've been selecting it to move it, but I can select the image and move it. But this object now, I cannot move it. I can move this one, but I cannot move this object because it has been locked. The same thing with this image. Remember, I can move this image, right? If I like click on it and click on lock, can you see the padlock around it? So I cannot even move this image. Can you see? It can't move because I have been able to lock it. So to unlock, what you're going to do is just like click on the image again. Can you see unlock objects? So the transform has come up. So I can now move the image. Okay. So you can also select the object unlock. You can now move the object. Can you see? So one of the reasons why you do that is that if you don't want a particular text or even an object or an image to be moving around, okay, you can try to lock them. So the next thing we have is what we call constraining. Constraining. Constraining is, let me explain well. Constraining is just a way of, let's say for example now, for those that are into painting or maybe want to go into painting, most of the times if we have a client that wants us to paint, let's say a sticker for them, it's just a way of laying your work, easy way of laying your work. Okay, let's say now I have this sticker. Let's say this is the size of the sticker, and the client asked me to print it out. Let's say he wants 500 pieces. Okay, I have to lay it on the size that will contain that 500 pieces before printing it out. So layering it, constraining means me laying it the way we now lay it. We lay it in a way whereby it will be um yeah, so like it will be able to be organized. Okay, for us to apply constraint now, is this is how we do it. You just select this object. I'm using object for an example. You just draw, you just place and hold your control key, then hold down your left button, select this and move it. Can you see how I'm moving it? This is why I'm holding down my control key is because I want this thing to be in a straight line with this one. If I'm not holding down my control key, can you see now? I've removed my hand from the control key, so I can decide to put this thing anywhere. I can decide to put it here and just right click. Okay, it's just a way of duplicating, but not just duplicating. Okay, it's not just duplicating. Let me just do it lawfully here. I can just come here, click on this, press and hold my left mouse button, come here, right click. Can you see? It's just a way of duplicating. Okay, I can just come here, right click. But can you see how this thing is scattering? Okay, but if I decide to use control key now, okay, if I'm moving this thing now, and let's say this thing is like this now, if I press down my control key, can you see how it just come down? It just come down so that it will be equal. Can you see now? So that it will be equal with the one which we are with the one I selected the object from. Okay, so control key will help you to get the alignment very well. Okay, so I can decide to, if I remove my control key, can you see now it has gone up? If I press down my control key to come down, then I will now right click because I want to ungroup. Okay, so being that right clicked now, I did not click on anything, I did not press anything. What I'm now going to do is that I'm going to begin to press Ctrl D on my keyboard. If I press Ctrl D now, it will give me another duplication. If I press it again, it will give me another duplication. If I press again, can you see this duplication that is given to me now is given to me according to, can you see the exact size that is here, the yeah, the space that you are seeing is the same thing on the same thing on this, except this one. Can you see? So this is what we call constraining. Okay, if I begin to press Ctrl D on my keyboard, it begin to give me the exact layering. Okay, let me type the control line, mean Ctrl D. Okay, so this is what we call constraining. Let me do it again. Let me delete these things. Let's say I have this image here. Let's say I have this here. I'll now place down my left mouse button, draw it, mean that I want to get a straight line with this. Okay, instead of me to just come and drop this thing here, sorry, instead of me to just come and drop this thing here, so instead of me to just drop it here and now begin to use ruler to adjust it to get the alignment, or if maybe I decide to copy just to group it and then go over to object and decide to use align and distribute, I say okay, align top. You can see all of them have now been aligned well. Okay, so instead of me to do that, even as I've aligned it at the top now, everything equal, right? You cannot even constrain, you cannot even apply constraint to this. Okay, this is a way to apply constraint. Let me delete this first one. Okay, this is a way to apply constraint. Once I select this, i will I will just get this. Let's say now the space, if this is the exact space that I need, okay, I'll leave it there. If this is the exact space that I want to be, that I want between two objects, I leave it. Let's say this is the exact space now. I will right click. Okay, once I've right click on it, I will not remove, I will not click on anything. Remember, I'm still selecting this one, right? So once I'm still selecting this one, I'll just press Ctrl D on my keyboard. Ctrl letter D. Can you see now? It will keep on giving me, you just keep on duplicating the object with the same space that I've given to it. Can you see? The same space, the same space, the same space. Okay, that is how to do it. So you can even decide to group this one, just make it select, come down, get the space. Remember, can you see this thing is moving out? Can you see? Remember, if you don't want it to just move out, just press down your control key and it will, can you see now, it will align. Then you right click. Can you see now? Once I've right clicked on it, I'm not going to click on anything. Once this thing is still selecting, remember it's selecting this O4. So I'm going to place down my control key and place letter D. This shortcut key now, letter D, Control D. Can you see now? Can you see? Can you see it's just giving me the same space that I added here? The same space I added here. Can you see? First of all, I selected this one, duplicate, right? Then I select the whole 5 and then put it down, then add constraint. It's not giving me the exact horizontal space. This is the exact horizontal space here. This is also the exact horizontal space here. Also the exact horizontal space here. So that is what we call constraint. Okay, most graphic designers use this thing to achieve work easily. Okay, instead of you to just try as much as possible to practice this. Okay, if you try it and if it didn't work out for you, or you are finding it difficult, just reach out to me. You can comment on the comment section if you're watching from my YouTube channel, or if you have my WhatsApp number, you can chat me up on WhatsApp, then I'll guide you how to achieve it the more. Alright, if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, kindly smash the subscription button below this video and turn on the notification bell so that I enter with up amazing eye tutorials like this, you will be notified. I still remain the one and only Epiphania for Phanic Computer Hub. Alright, bye for now.